While the entire globe is gradually returning to normalcy with schools back to classes from the trauma of COVID-19 pandemic, Nigeria's condition is more critical by the 4 weeks warning strike declared by the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU. On Monday, February 14, ASU shocked the nation after government had assured the union of resolving all contending issues. The union was yet to see any implementation, which led to the strike. What are the options through which the country can avoid strike as possible means of negotiation? These and more will be the focus of Panorama today, coming to you live from the Lagos Network Center of the Nigerian Television Authority. Don't forget that you can follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on YouTube at NTA News Online. You can also visit our Facebook page at NTA Network News, Twitter handle at NTA News Now, and on Instagram at NTA Network for updates. I am Hinginu John Adams. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo was in Monrovia, Liberia, where he represented President Muhammadu Buhari at the formal launch of the year-long commemoration of the country's bicentennial anniversary. The report. The Vice President, who joined other leaders across Africa and beyond to grace the event, was received by the Vice President of Liberia, Joel Taylor, and members of the Nigerian community. The Vice President also attended other events in Monrovia as part of the Liberian national celebrations. Liberia was founded in 1822 when freed black people started relocating to West Africa from the United States. On July 26, 1847, the country proclaimed its independence and became the Republic of Liberia. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo was accompanied on the trip by Minister of State Foreign Affairs Ambassador Zubairu Dada and Special Advisor to the President on Economic Matters Dr. Adeyemi Dipeolu. The Vice President has since returned to the country. Now, the 4 weeks warning strike declared by the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, has entered day 2. Correspondent reports that ASU members say they will ensure enforcement.
These students are trying to grapple with the reality of another strike, as lectures have been halted for the next 4 weeks, since ASU says there is no going back. President of the association says though the union members are not happy that students will lose some weeks, the industrial action is a means of pressing home their long overdue demands, which are in the interest of tertiary education in Nigeria. Some of their demands are the implementation of MOA and MOU by the federal government, deployment of university transparency accountability solutions, payment of earned academic allowance to members of ASU OAU, and stoppage of victimization of academics in state universities, among others.
So those are the issues. When we went to go on strike in November, NIREC interceded, and we gave them the opportunity. But between then and now, we will never have any formal invitation from any government agency, whether for a meeting or what they intend to do, till now.
Students and parents are hoping that government and ASU will come to a compromise as soon as possible for academic activities to continue.
To shed more light on this is the President, Academic Staff Union of Universities, Professor Emmanuel Osodeke. Thank you, sir, for joining us on Panorama.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
All right. It is no longer news that ASU is on a warning strike. Government has assured the union that it will resolve contending issues. Why the strike?
Well, we are not aware of that, except what we read in the papers, and we don't believe on all those things. Two is that they have been telling us this in 2009. This agreement was reached in 2009. They told us it in 2013, told us it in 2017, 2020, 2021, and today, and nothing has been done. So if you are a union that has passed through all these states with promises, memorandum of understanding, memorandum of action, and nothing is done, and then you hear similarity again, would you believe? So we want to see action. And that thing was said, I think on the 2nd or 3rd of February. Have they done anything? Have they even written to us to say, let's meet and look at the issue? They have not written. It tells you just one of those things that they've been doing.
Okay, we understand that a Congress is ongoing. Nigerians are worried. What should they expect from the Congress?
The NEC has taken a decision. NEC is made up of all the chairpersons of all the branches in the country to go on a strike. When the Congress meets, they join the strike.
So are you indirectly telling us that there is no going back?
I'm directly telling you that there is no going back until the issues have been resolved. Not indirectly, directly.
Okay, somebody raised an issue yesterday while you addressed the press. The person said, in quotes, that ASU is not serious, that if they start a strike now, after 2 days, they'll call it off and still go back. So why that?
You see, when people ask questions with already biased mind, they do such thing. The last strike, how long did it last? 9 months. Well, we'll tell you about 2 days. We went on strike 9 months, 9 whole months. And for those 9 months, my salary was seized. And the government said, I haven't done this, we resolve the issues. And we allowed them, it's more than a year that they don't resolve. And somebody is saying that we go on strike for 2 days and then nothing is done, you come back, you go again. Is that person correct? That person asked that question with a biased mind.
All right, now as a stakeholder, we know that this incessant strike is not the best for the tertiary education in Nigeria. So as a stakeholder, how can this issue be addressed?
I think the best thing that happened to the Nigerian university system is this action and strike by ASU. It's not the opposite. The NUT and those in primary and secondary school did not go on strike, did not fight, did not raise any issue. Do we still have public primary and secondary schools? Would you send your children to any public primary and secondary schools? Because they did what the press and Nigeria want. Just allow the government to do what they want. And then they killed the public primary and secondary school. Those Nigerian railways in those days did the same thing. They were going on strike. They are just like the pressure from public say, you go on strike too much, what have you struggle too much. Nigerian railway died. NEPA were also doing the same thing. And Nigeria said, you are doing this, stop it, Nigerian stop. You still have NEPA. Today, in your street, private company is running the electricity in your street. But if your meter, if anything happened to your pole, you have to buy it, not the company. Nigeria have been subdued in that area. Nigeria Telecommunications, Nigeria Airways, they were killed because those in charge didn't fight for the system. What we are doing for the systems, I'm speaking to you. If 95% of the students in Nigerian universities today are still in the public school, less than 5% are in the private school because of our struggle. Anything we let down the struggle, your children and the children of Nigeria who earn 30,000 will be pushed out of the school because those who earn 30, 40,000 they cannot pay the 3 to 5 million pay the private school. So we are fighting for Nigeria. We are very proud of it. Today, when you enter a new university, the project you see are tech fund. All the project, 90% of those executed with tech fund fight by our insistent strike. You go to school today, the new project we are seeing need assessment by our own strike. So we will not give up the strike. Let Nigerian people take up the struggle and tell the government to invest as recommended by the World Organization that Nigerians should invest above 15% of their budget to education, and the things will change and strike will stop. Nigerians should be wholly government responsible to implement what they agreed, not us to telling them that you must be ready. Nigerians should hold the responsible, not we. I think Nigerians start holding the responsible, our strike will stop. So strike is not the problem. Strike is a symptom of the problem they want to resolve. If you have malaria, until you start having cold and catarrh and headache and what have you, which are symptoms, you will not know you have malaria. So now the symptoms are in the strike. Government should solve the problem. I thought what we'll be hearing now that pushing the government to within 2 days resolve the problem, the strike is over.
So thank you very much, Prof, for sharing your views with us. Still on education, 48.61% of private candidates who sat for the 2021 second series of West African Senior School Certificate Examination obtained 5 credits and above in a minimum of 5 subjects, including English and mathematics, an increase from 39.82% recorded in 2020. Head of the Nigerian National Office of WAEC, Patrick Aregan, made the announcement while briefing journalists in Lagos.
Results for the second series of West African Senior School Certificate Examination for private candidates show 8.79% improvement in performance compared with 2020. Head of Nigeria National Office, Patrick Aregan, says 63.44% of candidates who sat for the examination obtained credit and above in a minimum of 5 subjects with or without English and mathematics.
A total of 131 candidates with varying degrees of special needs were registered for the examination.
Out of 52,973 registered candidates, 51,444 sat for the examination, and 96.38% of the number have their results fully processed and released, while 3.62% have few of their subjects being processed.
The results of 3,968 candidates, representing 7.71% of the total number of candidates that sat the examination, are being withheld in connection with various reported cases of examination malpractice. The cases are being investigated, and reports of the investigations will be presented to the appropriate committee of the Council for determination in due course.
Aregan also said candidates from schools in the Southeast who were not able to write some papers during the 2021 examination as a result of insecurity wrote pro bono with the private candidates.
You're watching Panorama on the network service of the NTA. Remember, you can also follow this news live online on our Twitter handle at NTA News Now, on Facebook, Network News, and on our YouTube channel, NTA Live. The news continues shortly.
The main way coronavirus spread is when infected people sneeze and cough. Small droplets of fluid expelled by cough or sneezes are laced with viruses looking for new respiratory tracts to infect. When a sick person sneezes around someone who is healthy, the virus can land in the nose, mouth, or even the eyes, causing an infection. Symptoms can include fever, cough, shortness of breath. Symptoms may appear within 2 to 14 days. Seek medical advice if you develop symptoms and have been in close contact with a person known to have COVID-19, or if you live or have recently been in an area with ongoing spread of COVID-19. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, Africa's largest television network.
Thanks for staying with us. Following the pronouncement by the European Union to partner Nigeria on its digital economy with the sum of 820 million euros over the next 3 years, 3 memoranda of understanding were signed by the country and the European Union for the program, which includes the Jubilee Fellows Program. The Nigerian Jubilee Program by the federal government is aimed at providing a single partnership platform for young Nigerians to transition effectively from learning to earning. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
Preparation meets opportunity. They inevitably produce success. This is a popular saying that best suits this situation. Young Nigerians described as hardworking, highly talented, and a government committed to developing and creating opportunities for the young people would always find willing partners with similar objectives.
I'm so impressed by the talent of Nigeria's youth, the drive, the will for innovation. Our common aim and challenge is now to translate that into employment, into growth, and into prosperity. And this is why we have chosen to join the Nigeria Jubilee Fellows Program, proposed by the government and implemented by the UNPD.
It is the launch of the Nigerian Jubilee Fellows Fund, aimed at implementing the Nigerian Jubilees Fellow Program, launched by President Muhammadu Buhari in August 2021, with the objective of bridging the gap by connecting young talented graduates with local job opportunities and equipping them with world-class practical knowledge and relevant skills. This signing is for the first 3 projects, with 39 million euros European Union support for democratic governance, 55 million euros for innovation and jobs for youth in Nigeria, including 44 million for the Jubilee Fellows Program, and 21.4 million euros for European Union and Nigerian Cooperation Facility.
And I don't think there is any better gift than giving the next generation the gift of hope and equipping them with the skills they need to achieve their dreams. We also now have the National Poverty Reduction with Growth Strategy Committee that has been set up. Just this afternoon, the technical working group was inaugurated. And again, the focus is on how to reduce poverty and how to stimulate growth.
The UN in Nigeria is ready. The success of this program will be to the benefit of all of us.
An advisory board was also inaugurated, comprising members from the international community, private and public organizations. From the banquet hall of the State House, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, says it has received the custody of the suspended Deputy Commissioner of Police, DCP Abakari, from the Nigeria Police Force over his alleged involvement in a 25 kilograms of cocaine deal. This is coming few hours after he was declared wanted by the Anti-Illicit Drug Agency. The former commander of the Intelligence Response Team of the Nigeria Police Force, alongside ACP Sunday J. Abwa, ASP Bawa James, Inspector Simon Agirba, and Inspector John Nuhu, were driven into the national headquarters of the NDLEA in Abuja at about 5 p.m. on Monday for interrogation and further investigation. NDLEA says it will ensure that all suspects in custody and those that may still be indicted in the course of investigation face the full wrath of the law at the end of the ongoing probe. Talking National Assembly matters now, the Joint National Assembly Committee on Aviation has tasked the airport community to improve on the deployment of technology for the security of lives and infrastructure. This, the committee said, is imperative to create safe and friendly environment capable of attracting more investment into the country.
The dark cloud that once eclipsed the aviation industry globally due to the impact of COVID-19 is gradually easing, giving way for stable and consistent rebound. Passengers traffic at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport is presently put at 56% of pre-COVID-19 era, and the interest behind the inspection of facilities by the Joint Committee of the National Assembly on Aviation is to fast-track the recovery process. The Chairman Senate Committee on Aviation commended all the agencies within the industry for driving growth in spite of the pandemic, but noted that the task ahead is to meet up with modern-day demands.
This airport is a town of its own. And it will not be enough to assume that having 50, 100 men will be enough to police this airport. We must be looking at improving and expanding by using modern day facilities to make sure that we secure the airport.
The new terminal at the Murtala Muhammed International Airport is at 89% completion and should be inaugurated in March. But the chairman House Committee on Aviation, Inolim Naji, wants the date to be earlier because the Lagos airport alone accounts for 60 to 65% of air passengers traffic in Nigeria.
We need that airport to open tomorrow because Lagos airport is the engine room of all the airports in Nigeria. So I don't see why Port Harcourt will be open, Kano will be open, Abuja will be open, and the engine room will not open.
While commending the National Assembly for passing the 6 aviation bills before it, the Managing Director of the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, FAN, made a case for improved funding.
And the most important ones are the financial decisions. If we are all treated in tandem as a system, then any financial decision that is levied on one will impact on the others tremendously.
Projects within the airport were later inspected, including the new terminal, where members discussed prospects for its viability.
The daily update in cases of COVID-19 by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control as at the 14th of February 2022 shows that there are 75 new cases from 7 states of the Federation, bringing the number of confirmed cases to 254,091. Breakdown shows that Lagos has the highest figure with 28 cases, followed by Akwa Ibom, 18, Ondo 10, Cross River 9, Rivers 6, Edo 2, while Delta and Kano recorded 1 case each. So far, there are a total of 230,457 discharged cases, while 3,141 deaths have been recorded across the country. Next is sports updates.